He says, not that I'm speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content.
The love of money is the root of all evil, but it won't buy you a seat at the table of Christ's return sequel. Leaders of corporations major, using human slave labor will one day stand before the Savior. You keep boasting in your own strength and power, but God will devour in the final hour. There are men I see who could single-handedly fight poverty if not for their greed. Most in hip-hop culture aspire to wear $1,000 attire, have chrome rims on the tire, stacking chips so you can enjoy your night at the Ritz with random chicks with fake lips and fake hips. They have as much respect for you as they do themselves. If you lost all your money, they would leave you there by yourself. You fool, you are just a tool in the grand scheme of God's plan. You are minuscule. These men think they're great, men like Bill Gates, trying to regulate how the world populates. The kings of the earth and rulers take counsel together, but God sits on his throne laughing at their endeavors. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of deep makes all men equal. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of dirt makes all men equal. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of dirt make all men equal. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of dirt make all men equal. We can try to rationalize with those guys, but realize that most despise the Most High. They're self-made, stuck in their way like hair palmonade. But there is coming a day when all will die and have to stand before God and be judged by his commands. Oh man, if you're not covered by the blood of the Lamb, he will consider your good works as trash like Fred Sands. When they die, that gold will not go. He saved our soul. The goal is to stay faithful until the very end and bring as many men with us as we can up into heaven. They have whole teams who plot and scheme how to make money off of all your earnings. Dear Christian, don't be envious of the wickedness. Be content in the riches of Jesus. You will gain an eternal crown, which you will constantly throw down at your feet on the ground. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of dirt make all men equal. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of dirt make all men equal. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of dirt make all men equal. Don't envy the success of evil people. 6 feet of dirt make all men equal.
Hey, listen, don't misunderstand me. When I'm thanking you, Philippians, I'm not trying to sound like this desperate, needy person waiting for you to meet my needs. For he says what? For he says, I have learned. I love that he says learned. Anyone else is super glad he says learned? Like he didn't just naturally pick this up. He says, I've learned it. There's hope for all of us if we'll learn. He says, I've learned to be content. Here's this word, content. You ready? It means satisfied. Like after that rich meal that you have, and you're like, yes. And he says, I've learned to be content, but the reason Paul learned to be content, and it's built into this idea of him not wanting to think, I'm not speaking of being in need. You know why Paul's saying that? Because he learned that he didn't need a bunch of stuff in order to be content. You know what Paul says, right, in some of the other passages that he writes about contentment. If you go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, he says godliness with contentment is great gain. And in verse 8, he continues forward to say, here's what you need. You want to talk about wants and needs? In our world, our needs list is enormous. Would you agree? There's so many things that we need in life. And Paul goes, I've got 2 needs, food and clothing. Everything else is a want. And maybe the reason why you and I stand here today with so many more needs, honestly in our life, we have a bunch more needs than we have wants. I mean, it's just like everything has become, I need that, I've got to have that. And might I suggest to you that the reason that is because you're taking more of your advice about how to get out of your discontentment from the media than you are from the scriptures.